I'm Peter Casarella, acting chair of the board, and I will call our monthly board meeting of the Douglas Library Board of Trustees to order. And with that, if everyone would please recite the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance
To the
to the flag of the United States of America
and to
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone out there from the public who would like to say something? Okay, I note that we do have one visitor with us. Patricia,
Yes.
if you don't mind introducing yourself, we'd appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Patricia Ayers. I live at Elizabeth Drive, and my computer keeps going in and out for some unknown reason. I've lived in town for about 30 years. I'm an attorney. I have an office in Glastonbury and an office in Hebron. Primary practice is condominium law. And I'm interested in libraries, and I use your facilities a lot, well, mostly virtually now. And so I was just wanted to participate in something.
That's a test with Kathy Williams.
So I figured I would get involved. I'm not a good politician, so I thought I would try to do some good through the library. So here I am.
That's great. Welcome.
Great. Yes, welcome. Thank you. If we're having discussions this evening and you have any questions and you're still on the line, please feel free to ask.
Okay.
All right, we'll start out with our reports then. First on the agenda is the secretary's report, the minutes from our December 14th meeting. Did anyone have any questions, comments, or problems with those minutes?
There you go.
If no one does, I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, so that was moved by MA, seconded by Dale. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Kevin, if you would call a roll, please, for the vote.
Dale Bland,
Aye.
M.A. Foote,
Yes,
Althea Carr,
Abstain.
Beth Schmeisel. Beth, you may be muted. Let me see if,
Excuse me, I have to see what my dog's doing.
okay. Beth, we can't hear you speaking. I'm trying to unmute you here. If you'd like, you could vote in the chat if that would, if we're having technical issues right now. At the bottom center of the screen.
There's Althea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just reaching out to Beth via chat to see if I can get a hold of her that way. Okay, connecting to audio. It's positive. Are you there, Beth? Looks like you don't have a mute by your name anymore.
On my screen, I have a mute by Donna.
Donna's muted, yeah.
Oh, so I need to mute myself? I can do that.
Um, okay, so we may not get this resolved for Beth to vote
Can you
on.
hear me now?
Oh,
It's
yes,
Beth,
you can.
I'm back.
There, you're there, Beth. I was just about to give up on you.
Okay, so I hung up and dialed back in. So we were in the process of voting, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
on the minutes, so just to approve or so yay or nay. on that.
Approve.
Great, thank you, Beth.
Yay. Yes, yep.
And Peter Casarella.
Yes, I approve. Okay, the ayes have it unanimously. Next item on the agenda is the financial report that Kevin included in the package that he sent out to us. Did anyone have any questions? Kevin, I had a couple of quick ones for you. I trust this is the report that Elaine sends out every month to you. That's why it's got both expense and capital items on it.
No, it's one that I pull myself. With our new system, the finance department doesn't send out reports the way they used to. So this is just something I pull off of our finance program.
Okay, it includes both expense and capital items though, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure everyone understood that. And the other question I had was, I thought I saw some negative balances. Is that because maybe the program wasn't updated for the most recent budget?
So the only negative balance I'm seeing, it looks like under books in 016.
Yep, books.
I think that that's just kind of a quirk of how 016 is entered in the system. So there's a negative balance of $500 because I have a PO for $500 opened out of that account. And since I think there wasn't revenue brought into the account for as part of the regular budget, it doesn't get entered as a positive balance, I think, because it goes year over year. So it's not an actual negative balance. The balance of the 016 is somewhere around, I want to say, between $15,000 and $20,000, I believe.
Okay, and there's no way we can update that to show a little more accurate number for the $20,000, if that's what it is?
It's something I can include in the report going forward. As far as what the system spits out, it's not something that
Yep.
that it's going to take into account.
Yeah, it would help me if you would every month let us know what that balance in the 016 account is, please.
Great.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything? Okay, let's move on to Kevin's report. Kevin?
Okay. So my report follows next page, the packet. I'm just going to scroll down here on the screen so people can follow along. Okay, so December was a relatively busy month at the library, even though we've been closed to the public. We're still fulfilling curbside pickup orders, and we're still distributing craft projects for all ages out of the lobby. One of the jobs that staff has been working on has been putting together these craft kits. And we've distributed, since our last meeting, we've distributed 90 adult and teen kits. And we have like 100 more or so to get us through this month. And I don't actually have a number for how many children's crafts have been distributed. I thought I'd have one for today, but I wasn't able to get that today, unfortunately. On January 4th, we transitioned from the part-time staff from Evergreen's desktop client to their web-based version of the ILS, the Integrated Library System. Full-time staff members began using the new system just before Thanksgiving, and we got accustomed to it, and then we started training the staff over December to go live in January. They're doing well on the new system. We're still working out some bugs and, trying to streamline procedures. But what's nice is that we have access to the old software as a safety net. So if there's ever something people really can't figure out how to use, you can jump back into the old system and it all updates on the same database. But we're just kind of encouraging everyone to stay in the new one for the time being. Some building updates. On January 4th, carpet installation began on the main floor. So the new carpet is installed up to the reading room right now. The carpet for the reading room area is supposed to ship this week. And then the first floor is not yet complete because the installers ran out of material while working on the Friends area. So that's ordered and they're expecting it to arrive, I think, late this week, next week as well. So that's ready to go. The third floor carpeting is currently in production and that should be ready to install in early February. Got a couple of pictures just of the construction progress so you can kind of see. So we've had materials kind of furniture and stuff scattered all over the place, but the top left picture is the new carpet installed in the large part of the library. And the other two photos just show a little bit of the process. So that's like that's the subfloor, and you can see the difference between the more gray older carpet and the blue newer carpet. I think it looks great. Staff is really happy with how it looks. So it's been exciting to have that done. It's been very helpful to be closed during that process because there was, a lot more moving stuff than I think we initially thought. But because we were closed, we were able to move some things that they might have had to carpet around otherwise, which gives us more flexibility in the future, which is nice. The HVAC install is nearly complete. They balanced the system in December. We were having issues with heat not reaching certain areas, so ESC came back and they found that one of the rooftop units was actually not functioning correctly. They replaced some fuses on it and that brought everything back to life. So but the new HVAC is causing some trouble with the fire alarm system. When they initially did some installing there was some alarms that went into a trouble state because they weren't connecting the way they were used to. And when they finished the system, those alarms still weren't connecting the way they were used to. So so ESC, the installers had to work with American Alarm Company who puts together our alarms to get that fixed. And they largely figured out the problem. So the alarms are functioning correctly now, with the exception of a local alarm on one of the rooftop units that's putting out a false positive right now. That piece needs to be replaced and it's been ordered and should be a quick installation when it arrives. So I think they were expecting it to come in, as soon as this week. And then,
Kevin, is the fire chief aware of what's going on so that they understand if there's an alarm at the library?
He's been aware on and off since the problem's been going on for a couple of months. I didn't specifically make him aware of the fix, but we've been in contact with the fire station whenever there's work being done to make sure that we don't accidentally call the trucks down when there isn't actually an emergency.
Okay, as long as you keep them in the loop, thank you.
Sure.
And excuse me, it's Donna. Just for clarification, it's the fire marshal that is aware of this and it has been in communication with building maintenance and the alarm company.
Good, thank you, Donna.
And a quick note regarding the roofing project, BPD Roofing will be visiting the building on January 19th to begin putting together the roofing study that was requested by the building committee. So that's rolling along. A few other notes. One of our part-time staff members who is currently working on her MLS, she's working on her BA in library science, is doing an internship with us as she works towards her degree. So she'll be producing story times and promotional materials for the children's department for a set amount of hours throughout the spring semester. Circulation was down to 2276 items in December. Digital circulation has remained consistent, but physical items are circulating less as the buildings close and browsing isn't happening. I may begin to shift funds away from purchasing physical materials in favor of digital materials if the building is to remain closed throughout January. So I'm trying to get that information. And then I was not able to attend any continuing education classes since the last meeting. Oh, and I guess I can show you quick here. So here are what some of the craft kits look like. So this is one of the children's department. It gives you an example of what you're putting together, in this case, a penguin out of some paper. And then there's some instructions as well. And then this is one of our adult projects. It's a melting snowman, and there's a little battery operated tea light as the nose in the center. So this is the sort of thing we're distributing down in the lobby. And that's the end of my report, unless there's any other questions. Oh, Althea, you're muted.
Okay, I was playing around with my screen there, sorry. Is there much of a cost to the piece that you have to get to take care of that problem? You said it should be a quick installation when it arrives.
Well, I'm expecting that to be part of the installation cost of the system in general, because the system hasn't been called complete yet, because everything hasn't been working just yet. So I anticipate that being part of the overall installation cost.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin.
All right.
Any other questions of Kevin? Okay, Friends of the Library.
Pam is not here tonight. She sent me a quick email that said that there was not really much of a report for the Friends. They're currently sorting donated materials, and they're looking forward to being able to get back into the building and work in their space once they're able to do that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having book sales again someday, but that was the extent of her report.
Okay, thank you. Donna?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We're busy working on the CIP and the budget. Budget packages should be going out to the departments next week, and we're looking for the returns by the end of the month. I think the finance director said she wants them back by January 29th. We've been busy dealing with some COVID cases amongst town staff. We've had a few quarantines, and we've had to close. Our offices are all closed to the public, but we've actually had to close the tax office and the assessor's office last week. But everybody is working when the offices are closed. Everyone is working remotely. Everybody's back this week. So hopefully we won't have any more. We're working on getting the lists ready for the vaccinations once we are next up. I think some of our employees will be in the next phase for vaccinations. So we're getting ready to upload those lists as soon as we can, and then we'll start getting the essential frontline workers vaccinated. We're still working on the Office 365 rollout and migration. Most of the town offices are done. I know the library and the fire department are up next. This is just the first, we're starting with the email, and then once that's completed, we'll start with the other office products. One thing that we're definitely going to need to do as part of that Office 365 migration is that any of the boards and commissions with town issued email addresses, we are going to require that those be the only email addresses that we use. So department heads are not going to be sending emails to personal email addresses anymore. And then any correspondence that the boards and commissions do should be with their Hebron issued email. So I'm not sure of everyone's status on the library board. I know some people have set their email up. I'm not sure if there's a few that are still outstanding, but we definitely need to do that. And then when that migration happens, a lot of it's happening behind the scenes, but you will need to, we'll send an email and give instructions, but you may need to reset your passwords and just learn the new access for the email, but we'll send information on that. And I think Kevin touched on the HVAC and the roofing. So those are just a couple other things that we're still working on or assisting the library with. And I think that's it. Thank you.
I'll reach out to everybody that is still using their personal email address, just as a reminder, and we can work again on getting these set up with the town address.
Thank you, Donna. Kevin, regarding the January 29th deadline for the budget, I know we've spoken about it a couple of times. I think we're all set on capital, and it seems to me we've given you enough guidance on the expense budget.
Yes, so I mean, you approved the expense budget in November. I know that the direction for the budget is going to be to submit a flat budget. So we did have some potential increases in there. It would be up to the board if they wanted to remove those or alter that recommendation. I would just, I would just, Donna, yes.
It's not a flat budget. We're looking for a continuation budget.
Continuation budget.
So it could be more, it could be less, really. It's existing programs, just moving everything forward. So there's going to be some increases, contractual increases, inflationary increases. So it's a continuation budget. Any new initiatives, we're requesting no new initiatives because we really don't know what's going to happen with this budget coming up. We don't know what we're going to get from the state. We don't know when we're going to get back to anything near normal. So I would, if we're going to submit those, there were a couple things that would be considered new initiatives. If we're going to submit them, I would try to keep them separate, or at least identify them and their amount so that it's easy to pull it out if we need to.
And I have everything separated out in an easy way to do that.
Good,
So,
good, thank you.
Good.
roundabout answer, but yes, Peter, I think I have enough. And Donna, thank you for correcting me on the language.
Okay, good. If you need anything from me, let me know. But that'll be good. We can meet the deadlines. Anybody else have any questions concerning Donna's report? Okay, hearing none. Gail, Board of Selectmen, you're on.
Thank you. I think I don't have anything to add as Donovan and I are at the same Board of Selectmen meetings. But there will be an all boards meeting coming up for the Board of Ed, Board of Finance, and the Board of Selectmen, which is done annually as we go into budget season. And I'm not sure if that date has been solidified yet, Donna?
I think it's going to be the 28th, but
It is, okay, that's what we had down.
I think that's the majority of the people can make it, but it's not been finalized.
I'm
That will
assuming,
be the guidance on the budget. Hopefully.
Gail, that's a Zoom meeting?
The all boards meeting, it'll be
Yeah.
go to meeting, I believe.
Yeah,
and not Zoom, GoToMeeting.
really? Oh. Is it going to
Well-
be open to the public as usual?
It has to be.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
who
It
knows?
has to be FOI. You have 3 people in attendance, you have a meeting that's open to the public.
Yeah,
And
okay.
our Board of Selectmen meetings are always GoToMeeting. That's why I said it might be that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Gail. My report, just simply very happy that we're still able to service our clients as best we can and chipping away at the capital items for the budget so we can get everything set. Based on what I saw on the spreadsheet, Kevin, it looks like the end of the first quarter of 2021, all things being equal, we're just about going to be done with our capital projects. Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, the roof is the big question mark right now, but
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Good. Okay, building update, Kevin?
Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen again. So here's the building project status spreadsheet. The highlighted portions are places where it's changed from last month. And there's not really anything in here that I didn't talk about in my the director's report. Just kind of inching everything up a little bit further. I need to contact the window installers again because that's something that's fell by the wayside. I haven't been able to get a hold of them over the holiday season. So I need to be pushing that. Again, I hope to have some sort of update for that for you next month.
Any questions of Kevin? I see that Kevin Kelly is still trying to work with the state on the drainage problem on 66.
That's an ongoing, yeah, that's an
Ongoing.
ongoing thing that's happening.
Yep. Okay. MA. Poet laureate still tabled?
Yes, it is. I think it pretty much has to be until we can get in there
Okay.
to move to the next step, to invite interested poets.
That sounds reasonable until we can meet face to face. Fiscal year 21-22 budget. I think we've discussed that, both the expense side and the capital side. So our submissions will be on time. Gail, nominating committee still slowly moving along.
I guess we did pretty well. Pat is here.
I'd say we did very well. Thank you.
I will keep working on getting someone else. But right now we have a full slate. If we want Pat and Pat wants us, we have a full slate.
Excellent. Okay, under new business, I asked Kevin to put down the plan of conservation and development. At a recent Economic Development Commission meeting, Mike O'Leary let us know that the plan is going to be updated over a period of time by different areas, and one of the areas is us. Does not need comments right away, but eventually he will. Kevin has put a copy of our section of the plan of conservation and development for your review. I would like to see a committee headed or get ready to be headed so that we can get our comments in. It is a good opportunity for us. And if you have not ever reviewed the plan and you don't have anything to do some night with a lot of time in front of you, take a look at the plan. It is quite extensive. So that's why that's on there. And I don't think Mike's gotten back to you yet, Kevin, with a specific date, right? He just said he'd be in touch.
Donna just raised her hand. She may just be saying the same thing I'm going to say, but Mike mentioned it at our directors meeting this morning. He said that they're just starting to look at it, and over the next couple of months, they'll probably be reaching out with more specific requests. Donna, do you have anything to add?
No, I was going to say that, and then I was just going to make one suggestion. We might want to think about doing the library's strategic plan or updating our strategic plan at the same time, because that feeds into the plan of conservation and development. And timing wise, I think it's about time for us to start thinking about reviewing our strategic plan.
Peter, if I may.
Yes, please.
I agree with what Donna said. What I was going to say, because of how things are changing so rapidly, in ACLB, we're advising as well, I was going to say go around the state speaking, but we're doing it virtually, that libraries and library boards review their plans every couple of years. They really should be moving along with the changes. Any strategic plan that was developed was not developed with this situation in mind, so things do need to be updated. Thank you.
Well, Kevin, thank you. Kevin, I'll ask that you put that on the agenda again for next month. And we're gonna need a committee to head that strategic plan. Took our last one probably about 3 years ago. Took some time to do. I think this time around it'll be a little bit easier because of how far we've come with implementing our goals and expectations off the existing strategic plan. So think about serving on that committee, please, folks.
Peter, it wasn't a year and a half that we spent on that last time. And we did have a facilitator for a while, someone that at that time was working up at RAM, and it really, really helped. But we should be able to handle it now with amongst ourselves. But yeah, I've done a lot on those recently.
Yes, I recall the year and a half and a consultant.
Mm.
Yeah, and she was very helpful.
Remarkably so.
Yep.
I'll put it on the
Anything else?
agenda for February.
Okay, thank you. And anyone interested in serving on that committee, just let Kevin or me know, please.
Yeah.
As for the existing strategic plan, safe space, nothing new since last month. In terms of the strategic plan, obviously we have a safe space in terms of COVID-19, and staff in town hall are doing a great job with that. But I have no other updates as they relate to the strategic plan for safe space. Technology, Donna and Danielle. No, that isn't Donna and Danielle. It's Dale, isn't it?
No.
Dale and Donna?
I think,
It's just plain Donna.
I think it's just me right now, but I know we touched on some of it where, Kevin reported that they're updating the library software. We continue to do our computer replacement schedule. I've purchased a whole bunch of laptops this year. We are going to move to all of our staff computers will eventually be laptops, because we've learned this year that it's much easier for remote access for our employees if they have a Town of Hebron issued laptop. It's not really secure, and it's not really best practice to have people using their home computers. And our IT people really can't work on, loading software or loading access programs on individuals' personal computers. So as we replace computers, we will be replacing them with a laptop. And it's a nice setup. It's a laptop, but it comes with a docking station, a keyboard, a mouse, and a monitor. So when you're sitting at your desk, it's as if you're at a regular computer, and then you just pop it out and bring it home. And when you're at home working on it, it's like you're sitting at your desk. We have access to all of our programs, and that it's working really well. So I think that's all I have for now. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's good. Thank you. Very good to hear. Kevin and Dale, diversity?
We didn't get a chance to meet in the past month, so we don't have a report. We'll have some more for February.
Okay, community, Gail and Deb.
No, again, the life situation does not allow for doing much in that.
Yeah. Okay, lifelong learning, Althea?
There have been some programs at the through Zoom that people have been able to sign up for that allowed for like cooking, learning the history of some, I can't remember the name of, Kevin, can you help me out with one of the programs?
Taverns,
Pardon?
the tavern signs and so forth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, and then there was another one, I can't think of the name of it, I'm sorry.
It was
I
Christmas
wrote
in
it
the
down.
Colonies.
Pardon?
Christmas in the Colonies, Althea, is that what you're thinking of?
Maybe there's, yeah, Christmas in the colonies, and there was also when we can cook along with, there was a recipe offered, and you could have your ingredients already on standby at home and cook along with the person presenting. So that's just one example of the kind of programs that have been offered. I tried to get in touch with Claire today, but I was a little too late. If I had done that, I could have given you a little better report. But despite COVID, the library still is offering programs to the community, and I applaud the staff for doing that. It's really good.
And there are a couple coming up now. There's one about the pandemic of 1918.
Yes.
Yeah, the Spanish, yeah, that one's
And
coming
there's
up.
one about underwear, women's underwear or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a week later. I'm signed up for that one too.
Yeah.
To be clear,
Thank
it's
you,
connecting
Althea.
women's underwear to the suffragette movement. We're not just putting a program on women's underwear.
Yeah.
Is
and
there
there'll be
anything
another
else?
cooking program too, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm.
I know there's been I know we got a few of those through Food Explorers, but I don't know off the top of my head. I can't think of it.
Yeah. So hopefully in the next meeting, I can give you an update about those and how many people signed up and so forth.
Yes, Food Explorers ditched the diet on January 19th. So that'll be another, which diets work, which ones don't work, and some of the science behind it. And then they also are helping you prepare a healthy lunch for to take to work.
Yeah, I don't recall the number of people Claire told me attended the Tavern Signs presentation, but she was pleased with the attendance and the participation.
Yeah, they've been since November. There's been more of an uptick, and I think we've had between probably 8 and 25 at these programs, which I think is real reasonable. So we're happy with that, and we're keep pushing forward with them.
Good.
You should do programs and people show up to them. You have a little more reason to do them.
Good topics.
Patricia, did you have any questions?
Okay, there I am. No, I don't have any questions. I'm just trying to, get a feel for everything tonight. So I'm not being, shy or anything. I'm just not participating. So yes. So I have no questions. I think the meetings are pretty well conducted, and I thought it was a very great discussion.
Good.
Good, thank you. Anything else to come before the good of the group, folks? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Second.
Second,
So
Marion,
Dale
you get those?
and then Althea second.
Okay, moved in second. All those in favor? Kevin, read the roll, please.
Althea,
Aye.
Dale,
Aye.
MA,
Aye.
Beth,
Aye.
Gail,
Aye.
and Peter.
Yes. Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you all very much.
Peter,
Yes,
Peter should, as our guest exits, we need to have a few words so a recommendation can be made to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. So I will bid you all good night
Oh,
and take off.
Thank you so much, Pat, for coming.
All right.
thank you, Pat.
Thank you, guys.
Nice meeting
See
you.
you next
Nice
time.
meeting you. Let's see.
Okay, but this is not part of the official meeting, so I will stop the recording or no? Because there's, with all of us in here, I think it has to be part of the meeting.
Yes,
Or-
it does
Yeah.
need to be part of the meeting.
So is this still
Yeah,
part
and
of
Mhm.
And it's
So
not
do
on
you-
the agenda,
you-
so I'm
Do you want me
afraid,
to record this or you want me to just jump off after the adjournment piece?
well,
well,
go ahead, Peter.
I did not believe we can move forward with that request, Gail, because it's not on the agenda.
We-
Unless you can help me with that. Did it come under anything else to come before the good of the group? Did it come under that comment?
Sure. I was gonna say, you don't have other I always put other new business on my agendas when I build them, but you don't have that on here. I never paid attention to that. But
We could
Kevin, can
probably-
we,
we could put it under nominating committee report if you want to
Yeah,
do that.
makes sense.
that's right, that's where it goes.
that's where it
Um,
goes. Right,
yeah.
good catch.
Yes, thank you for that. If everyone, the procedure is that Pat would have to write a letter to the town manager requesting to be appointed, and then that would come before us at the Board of Selectmen. But what we've done in the past with new members, Mary Ann can tell you this, we say, oh, do we, the board, feel that this person would be a good fit? And then we let Peter as chair, or Kevin would let Andy know that we're interested in that person. And I would tell that person that we would like to have them on. Please write your letter.
Is she involved in any other things in town?
She has been out there. She was on planning and zoning some years ago. Right now, no. I met her through some activities at the senior center,
Uh-huh,
but she is a practicing attorney.
uh-huh. Where did she say did she say Colchester and Hebron or Glastonbury and Hebron?
She has an office in Glastonbury.
Oh, okay, and Hebron?
She lives in Hebron up on Elizabeth Drive.
Uh-huh, okay. All right.
So what's everyone's feelings?
I say let's encourage her.
Thank you, MA.
Thank you, MA.
I think she would be a good addition to the board.
Thank you.
So yes, that what do you go the process that you say that the board would like her, and then she encourage her to write a letter.
Yes, that's about it, Dale. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give her a call, assuming the rest of the board. Peter, you've already talked to her, so if everyone feels that, because we have in the past, before anyone asked, had a couple of people apply to be on the board, and they were not encouraged. It's a nice way to put it. So I feel I don't know Pat well. I know her through interacting with her when I do my monthly visits to the senior center, or did. I've had good conversations. I think she'd be a good addition. I think she would contribute.
Yeah, I have a warm and fuzzy feeling as well, and it certainly would not hurt us at all if we did have a practicing attorney sitting on the board, just to make sure we keep everything copacetic and get another view of the world through her eyes. So I would agree that a positive nod to Andy and Town Hall would be in order.
Gail, has anyone else shown interest?
There's excuse me, there is one other person that I've been talking to who, under the current situation, has got extra work on their plate. So she was holding off. But I think with this person replacing Danielle, we do have a full house. Right? Or did I count? wrong?
Yes, no, that's correct. We'll have a
Yeah,
full 9.
okay. Mm.
So what I'm hearing from everyone is if Pat does contact Andy, we'll get a heads up with that, Donna. And I will either call Andy or send him a note with Kevin's help to say that the board, we met and we would support Pat as an addition to our board.
Yes.
Yes.
I know nothing about her. I don't feel, I just know nothing about her. That's my,
I agree with you, Althea.
yeah.
Unless we meet, face to face, we really can't say that we encourage that because she did not participate tonight. And those of us who have never met her just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's fine. We just don't know that.
Yeah, I'm just hoping, I'm going into this blindly. I know absolutely nothing about her. Absolutely nothing about her. Yeah. How long has she been in Hebron?
30 years.
30 years, she said, Althea.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
I didn't remember it. Yeah. I'm not going to oppose it. But I'm just saying, I just know absolutely nothing about her. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of a chance we all take, Althea.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does have a library card and she does read, so that's better than some people who have presented themselves to us.
2 positive attributes there.
Yeah.
And she does have a niece who is the head of a regional system down in New Jersey that she's very close with, and she's always been talking about the activities that she has down there. So she might come with some new ideas. Other than that, what can I say?
Well, go
I think
ahead. I'm sorry.
pursue her.
I just threw my 2 cents out there, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm opposed or anything, I'm just saying
I say move forward with her. She's been around for that long. She's got connections. Let's go with it. That's my
Well,
take.
she has served on another board before, so she understands the responsibilities of being a board member.
Well, it sounds like we've got a consensus to move forward to me.
I think so.
Beth, I haven't heard you say anything. She left us?
She's still here, I think.
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
I
okay, Beth.
have been, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
What are
Any-
your thoughts, Beth?
Any feelings one way or the other, Beth?
I think we should encourage her to continue to pursue the opportunity.
Okay, now we have a consensus to move forward with it. I don't hear, other than Althea's concerns, which are appreciated. I did not hear anyone come out and say no. So we'll move forward. Donna, if she does contact Andy, would you let Kevin or me know, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Peter, would you like me to hold off on drafting a letter until she actually contacts Donna?
Yeah, why don't you hold off till she contacts Kevin, and then you and I can sit, put our head, Zoom and put our heads together and get something written up to send over to Andy.
Sounds good.
Okay, I think that takes care of item number 4 under old business, the nominating committee report. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Oppose? Abstain? The ayes have it.
Kevin, Dale was first, and who do you want to put for second? Because everybody was kind of chiming in there.
I heard Althea first, second.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Have you noticed Dale is always the first one to vote to adjourn?
Nothing wrong with that. Thank you all, and please continue to be safe.
Yes, you too.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay,
Thanks.
it's
You
nice
too.